Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Alice Reads. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be talking about young adult sci-fi novel Warcross by Marie Lu. Now, Warcross has been out for a while and it's been on my TBR, but there are lots of books on my TBR and I just can't read them all at once, okay? But with the recent announcement of the sequel, I thought it was time to get it done, and you know what? I'm so glad I did. The story follows bounty hunter and master hacker Emeka Chen in a near future world where virtual reality is just part of daily life. The biggest sport/game in the world is Warcross, which was created by child genius Hideo Tanaka. In Warcross, teams fight in virtual worlds for quite literal fame and glory. In need of some fast money, Emeka accidentally glitches herself into the first game of the Warcross Championships. Now, instead of being punished, Hideo flies her to Tokyo, where most of the book is set, and offers her a job to quell a potential security threat. He also puts her on one of the teams in the Warcross games. And so the story begins. Now let's get to the 5 reasons why I loved this book. 1. The formatting. Throughout the book there are some really cool formatting flares. These show up in text messages, headlines, game notifications. It was a really nice way to break up the book and make it a more immersive experience. Number 2, world building. The world building in this book is totally on point. It's a book that's not really set that far into the future, so I feel like it would have been really easy to create a world that just seemed kind of unrealistic. Marie Lu did a fantastic job at extending what we know now into a future world that was completely immersive, completely realistic, and it filtered into everything that the characters did. It was just part of their life instead of being kind of a token throw to this is a sci-fi book. 3. The Warcross game scenes themselves. The first real Warcross game that we see is also the first of the championship itself, and Emeka is directly involved in this. Now this game hooked me so much. This game was a totally immersive experience for me. I could hear the crowd cheering and I could visualize them walking into their little booths that they use to play. I could just imagine that virtual world that they were in, and my heart was racing along with them. This immersion carried on throughout all of the Warcross games in the book. I could imagine them so vividly in my head, and that to me screams fantastic writing. Number 4, disability/diversity. This point kind of has 2 parts, so I'm going to start with diversity. This is not a book about a white girl. I said it, woo! Emeka is Asian American, Hideo is Japanese, but he grew up in Britain, and all of the other Warcross players are from all over the place. One of them's French, I think there are some other Americans, there are some Russians. It's just a great concoction of different cultural backgrounds. Given the content of this book, it being so video game orientated, Marie Lu probably could have made the cast entirely Asian or entirely American, but she didn't. She made it a really worldwide experience, and I appreciated that. There are also girls. The main chick is a girl, and she's an awesome gamer. Yeah, like me, sort of, kind of. There are also a number of different sexual orientations that are there, but that's just it. They're there, they're not really delved into, but that's exactly what you want. You want it to not be a big thing. Speaking of not big things, that leads me to the disability side. Now, Asher, who is the captain of Emeka's team, is in a wheelchair, but how it was handled was just so perfect. It wasn't like, this is Asher, he's in a wheelchair. It was more how he used his wheelchair in a way. He, as the captain, woke up his team by smashing his wheelchair against their doors. There was never a point where it just felt like it was a thing. He was a fantastic player, he was a fantastic captain, that just happened to be in a wheelchair, and it didn't even matter. Number 5. That's 10. Number 5. The Moral Dilemma. Dun, dun, dun. If I'm being honest, most of this book is pretty surface level. It's a very easy YA read. But when we got to the end, and I'm not going to do any spoilers, but there is a mega moral dilemma where you're just like, I don't know who's right. And those are the best kinds for books. The one where you can totally see the point of view of the bad guy, and you can also totally see the point of view of the good guy. Having that blurred line really makes you think, and it wasn't something I had expected from this book until it happened, and then my mind was just a little bit blown. Bonus point number 6. What? Okay, this one's a really quick point, and it's that she's got rainbow hair. So there you have it. Those are my 5 with a bonus 1 points why I loved this book. It's definitely one of the best books I've read this year, and I highly suggest you go and pick it up. The sequel is out in September, so I suggest you do it before then. The sequel's called Wildcard. Now, I don't think it's any surprise that this one is a 5 out of 5 stars for me. But what did you think? Feel free to leave some comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought about the book, the characters, the world, anything. Leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. If you liked this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'm also on Instagram and reviewing on GOODREADS, links are listed below. And big announcement, I'm also a Twitch! I'm on Twitter, that's better. I'll link that below as well. Have a great one. And don't forget to laugh at yourself. See you next time. Postscript. It also has Miko's seal of approval. He did try to eat the book, so I feel like that is the highest accolade. Om nom books. Om nom nom. He's ignoring me now. Alright.